Is Omnimon finally possibly a tier 1 deck? I think we're close. We're getting there. It's definitely much less bricky now. Let's jump right into it. Keeping the Coromons just for the drawing. BT14. When a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, you get to draw one. The MetalGarurumon, when you attack with Omnimon, the War Greymon, trashes one from the security, triggers this before you attack. Don't think you need more than 4 eggs, because with the Nokia now you can play Digimon, Agumon and Gabumon from your hand. It's crazy. Let's talk about the new Agumon. This one has an on-play. They draw from Coromon or a, I was about to say Counter-Strike again, Cyber Sleuth for 0. So we got the Coromon, on-play, return 1 Digimon with Greymon, Garurumon, or Omnimon in its name from your trash to the hand. So the old Agumon can do it during your main phase. This one has an on-play, which could be better. Works off with the Nokia too, because it allows you to play these from your hand for free. And then what we needed was more of the end of the turn DNA, and that's what these new ones have. We are going to go through all the Agumons first. 2 of the BT17 one. So this one started your main phase, basically does what the on-play does. Inherit end of your turn, get to a DNA, and then just 1 of the BT12 Agumon. And we're doing it more because so you can warp. I'm keeping Agumons and Gabumons, right? The MetalGarurumon lets you digivolve the other rookie into that level 6, vice versa. That's why I'm keeping like the Agumon and Gabumon. I know people play the Ukomons. Why I'm only using 1 is because this reveals 4. You can add an Omnimon, Greymon, or a tie in its name. So you hit a lot of cards, but at the same time, you will bottom deck Gabumons and MetalGarurumons, which you don't want. So it can be very risky, actually. You would want to play this if you have the blue side of the combo to go off, and you need, like a War Greymon, Omnimon, things like that. All turns, if this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon as an inherit, get 1000 DP. And that's it for the Agumon. So we're running 4, 6, 7. And we are going to balance them out. This is going to be your best card. The best rookie for sure. Really good searcher. On place, reveal 3. You can add 1 card with Omnimon in its text and 1 card with Cyber Sleuth trade among them, and then return the rest to the bottom. You would be able to pick up this Agumon from this because it has Omnimon in its text. The new option cards, the Tamers, if they have Omnimon in their text, crazy. Really good. Most of the time you're getting 2 hits. And then 2 of the BT17 ones start your main phase. If you have a Tamer with Matt, you get to draw 1. Inherit for both is end of turn DNA. Last but not least, one of the Gabumon from EX4 now is searchable from this one because Omnimon in its text. This one you get to play it, reveal 3 cards, add 1 Digimon card with Garurumon in its name, and 1 Digimon card with Agumon, Greymon, or Omnimon. So you kind of run the risk of not picking up Tamers, but I do run quite a bit of Tamers that this one pretty much helps. You just wouldn't be able to search the Gabumons. But what I do like is that it doesn't send them to the bottom. After you pick the card, you put them back on top of your deck, so you don't bottom deck it. So it's not that bad. And then the inherit, your turn, 1 of your other Digimon digivolves, gain 1 memory. This one could still digivolve over the MetalGarurumons because it just says Gabumon ignoring its digivolution requirements. So you could run more of these, but I probably wouldn't just because you want the end of turn DNA. And for champions, 2 of the Greymons, you can digivolve over any of the Agumons. You can't digivolve over this Gabumon because he's colored black. So when you digivolve, you get 3000 DP, and if you have Coromon, I believe. Yeah, if the Digimon has Coromon in the same as Digimon gets 3000 DP, then delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 8000 DP, or as much DP or less. All turns, it gains all the names of the cards, including the Agumon and Coromon, which can be good. You can actually have the Agumon and Greymon, and you would still be able to warp. Let's say you drop a MetalGarurumon, you can warp this into a War Greymon still because it's getting that. It's also treated as Agumon. Pretty cool. So I like running this to Floodgates, just popping a card, although it kind of doesn't really matter much, but it could help. On deletion, playing it more for that. It has it itself, and as an inherit, you can play a card with Tai or Kari in its name from your hand without paying the cost. I'm running Mad and Tai, so you'd be able to play them. So I like to end up digivolving, pop a Digimon, and then swing. And I'll just keep swinging until it gets deleted or they delete it, and then I'll play out the Tamers. We're going to jump straight into the level 6s. I'm actually still sticking with the old ones, the BT17, and I'll explain it. But first of all, this one, if you have a Tamer with Tai in its name, you can reduce the play cost by 3, so you play it for 8, if my math is right. 10, 10, 9, 8, yeah. So play it for 8. Then you got this one has an on-play and one digivolving. You're not really ever going to use the one digivolving, but when you on-play, you activate one of the effect below. One of your you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 1000 plus, or you can digivolve one of your Gabumon into a MetalGarurumon without paying the cost and ignoring Digivolution requirements. And then the inherit for this one is if this Digimon has Omnimon in its name, trash the top card of your security stack. We're doing 4, and what I like about these over the new ones, which I'll talk about, is you don't need to have the Tamer to pop off, or to warp, I should say. The new ones you need to have Nokia on the board. So this one, from your hand, main effect, if you have a Nokia, one of your Agumon digivolves into this card for Digivolution cost of 6, ignoring its requirements. So you can't warp if you don't have a Nokia. So you would have to run 4, right? I'm not running 4. I was running 4. I was doing, I'll get into it, but I was using the new Omnimon, the BT22, and it works, it's cool. But this Omni loop is just nuts, it's crazy. So this is why I'm doing in this ratio. So, and then when you do Digivolve, it kind of does the same thing as the other one. So you can either warp one of your Gabumon for free, ignoring its Digivolution requirements, or delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. So think of like going against a Kaguya, like you pop a token, you won't even pop like a body, like it's at a level 5 or something. So sometimes this one is better, popping at 8000 DP. Not only that, with the Omnimon loop, since we're using the Ultra S, you're going to spit these back out. They don't have an on-play. These do. So you'd be able to pop bodies if, for whatever reason, they got protected from the Ultra S. It is going to be, we're doing the even split. So then 4 of the MetalGarurumon. This one, same thing. You play it. If you have a mat in play, you can reduce the play cost by 3. So you play it for 8. And then you can warp one of your Agumon into a War Greymon. And then when you do that, you can end of turn DNA. But you either warp, or this one, you can have one of their Digimon, or one of their opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend until the end of their turn, which is actually pretty cool, because then you can kind of freeze one of their blockers or one of their Tamers if you know they're going to do something. So it's cool. You can end up, I'll go through a little combo, but if you play this one, warp into the War Greymon, you can pop a body, right? Or vice versa. Use this one to warp into this one, use this one to stun card, and then go from there. And then, since we do have 2 of the new ones, I am also doing 2 of the new MetalGarurumons. Same thing, you can warp. This one, I actually like this effect. It's pretty cool. So, aside from warping, and then if you have a Nokia, one of your Gabumon can warp for a play cost of 6 over it. The other effect is, if you don't warp, return one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level to the hand. So it's kind of like a Cocytus breath. What? Again, if they have like if you're going against Puppet, then you're returning like a token, which doesn't get deleted. That means you don't get the minus 3000. We did talk about the Omnis already. So we are doing 4 of the Ultra S. This one, when you Digivolve, you DNA, your opponent's effects don't affect you. And then delete all of their Digimon with the highest level. And then after you attack, right? So you would attack, you trash one with the MetalGarurumon, War Greymon. MetalGarurumon lets you unsuspend, and then you can attack again. So now it's 3 checks. And then end of attack here, you can remove the top card, put it in your security stack, and then you can, from its sources, play out the War Greymon and MetalGarurumon, which is why these are better, because now you can trigger their on plays. and the new ones you can't. It's a hand effect, main effect. When digivolving, I should say. So you could end up triggering these multiple times, and then if you have another one, you can just go ahead and do the whole thing over again. And since it's a DNA Digimon, then swing again, trash, unsuspend. What is that? That's like 5 hits already. And then you just swing again, and then now we can do this. Put it in security, trash out. So long as it's your turn, now we get just keep doing it again. So that's essentially the loop. Now, let's say you did have one, right? You ended up DNAing, and you only had the one Ultra S. This was not here. You only had the one Ultra S. Put it in security. Now, you kind of, even let's say they pop one of these. Basically, that's where the Omnimon Ace comes into play. So I'm trying to get that. Right? If it gets deleted, or if you only end up having one and you have the other one in your hand, you get to blast. And out from your hand, you kind of do that. And this one has blocker and raid. I'll get more into how to do it. But it has an on-play when digivolving. If DNA digivolving, choose one of your opponent's Digimon and return it and all of their Digimon with the same level as it to the bottom of the deck. Then delete one of their Digimon. Really good. Especially with the raid. It just sucks I can't really get blocker on here. But it kind of doesn't matter because the Wargrey lets you trash one when you swing. So you get to raid, trash one, delete a Digimon, you unsuspend, and then you can leave it as is and you have a blocker if you want. Now I'm actually doing this at 3, but I really love Alter B. If you are running 4 of the Alter S's, or if you're doing the Alter S route, you don't need to run the Alter B, to be honest with you. Because you have the loop, you're setting yourself up, and like it still works, right? This one, when you digivolve, the Alter B when you digivolve 3, and then it could digivolve over Omnimon level 7 in its name for a cost of 2, so you can go over any of these. Reason why you want this is kind of like your finisher. So if you can't keep looping, you can swing, unsuspend, and now you go for 3. But now the downside is, if it ends your turn, you can't kind of do it. Right, so say you end up digivolving to digivolve 3 of one of your opponent's Digimon, then choose any number of your opponent's Digimon so that their play cost total is up to 6 and delete them. When attacking, by trashing 3 level 6 or higher cards, ideally you would have this stack here. And then if you do have the Omni Ace underneath, you will get that overflow, which really wouldn't matter if you end up winning that turn. It doesn't matter how much you can give them all the memory they want. By trashing up to 3 level 6 or higher Digimon cards in this Digimon cards among from your opponent's Digimon and Tamers, delete 1 with the lowest play cost. For each card trashed, if you trash 3 cards, trash the top 2 cards of your opponent's security stack. So you would swing, do that, and then it trashes 2 cards, right? Trash top 2 cards, and then the hit will be for game. So it's just really cool. And then just because I have the alt art, really why I want to run it. I added one more Nokia because I actually really do like her. You can get away with just 2, but then remember, you will be stuck and not be able to warp or anything if you don't have Nokia when you're running the new ones. The new Wargrey and MetalGarurumon. This is a memory setter, which is good because our Tamers are not memory setters besides Nokia. And then start your main phase and on play. If you have 1 or fewer Digimon, you may play 1 Agumon and Gabumon from your hand without paying the cost. Man, this triggers so many combos, especially ideally you want to, and it's a 5 cost, but it's well worth it. Play that, do that. Now you got your searcher and you start getting your cards. This gets deleted. You play the miraculous option, play it from the trash. Or if you have another one, let's play it. If you don't have any Digimon and you have 2 Nokias, you could play 2 Digimon, which is crazy. And then all turns, all of your Digimon with Greymon, Garurumon, or Omnimon in their name get 1000 DP, which is pretty cool. Again, giving them an extra 1000 DP for each Nokia. So now these will jump up to 13. The BT17s actually going up to 12. So we're doing 3, like I said, is to help you play bodies. So then even if you don't have a body, you play a Gabumon, right? And you already have like a War Greymon, like you have the pieces you need. play that out from her effect, and you're still at 3. Now you can drop that, even if it's for 11, you can still get away with it. And then you can just do that, and now end of turn you have it, and you get to DNA. So the new BT22 Omnimon lets you attack after you DNA end of turn. It kind of gives it a pseudo blitz, which makes it pretty good. But since we're not running that one, we need to be able to attack after you DNA, especially if you use all that memory and you end up leaving them at like 6. So that's why we're running the BT17 Madden Tie, because end of your turn, once per turn, one of your Digimon with Omnimon in its name may attack a player. So there we go. You could end up doing this at the end when you do that, and if it's still your turn, you Digivolve for 3. Now then the return lets your Omnimon attack, trash your security, and go for game. So I don't know, I really like Alter Dude. I do. All turns, when one of your Digimon is played or Digivolves, by suspending this Tamer, if you have a Greymon in its name, gain 1 memory. If you have a Garurumon in its name, gain 1 memory. And they stack, obviously. Crazy. So then, we'll get into it. And then 3 of the EX9 Madden Tie. On play, you may return 1 Digimon card with Greymon or Garurumon or Omnimon in its name from your trash to the hand. You can come up, but since you have the Agumon, you're kind of really not going to do it that much. And then if you don't return a card, you get to draw 1 instead. And then the alterns is the same as this one. When you play a Digimon or Digivolve, by suspending it, you gain a memory for a Greymon on the field and a Garurumon on the field. So these give you a lot of memory back, which help you not leave your opponent at like 8, 10 memory, like back in the day when we first got these Omnimon decks. So I am running 9 Tamers. You can definitely cut at least 1 Nokia if you'd like. I just like it more for consistency as far as memory, being able to play rookies from my hand without having to, play them, or use the play cost, I should say, or pay for the memory. Do 4 of the Wisteria. It's a good card because it reveals 3, and you could get a blue and or a red. You won't be able to get the Omnimon Ace, so be very mindful of that. You won't be able to get the Alter B. Be mindful of that. You won't be able to get the Greymon. Also be mindful of that. There's 3 cards that you can't pick up with this. I'm sorry, 4. Could be more. This is Digimon, so you won't be able to pick up any of these when you use it. And that can suck, especially early game. When you draw this and you play it, and cards that you need get revealed, and then they get bottom deck. So definitely drop to the 2. Sometimes I feel like this card might not even be worth in the deck, but that extra memory can't help, I guess. So you don't have to really run this. I feel like it's okay if you don't run it. Anyway, but when you play it, like I said, you get to reveal 3 cards, add 1 blue or red Digimon from them, and then bottom deck the rest, and then delay, gain 2 memory. Very, very important. This card is also very OP. You may play Agumon or Gabumon from your hand or trash, then place this card in the battle area. Boom. All turns, when one of your level 6 Digimon with Greymon or Garurumon in its name would leave the battle area, outside of a battle, delay, that Digimon and a card in the hand may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card with Omnimon in its name. This works really well after you do the Alter S thing, end of attack, and then you spit out these 2. And you can't DNA because you don't have one of these in a hand. I mean, you can't blast, I should say. You can't blast into this. Now, if it's your turn, you can do it, but let's say it's the end of your turn now. Now they try to get rid of one from an effect. Now you can pop this off, and you could either DNA back into Alter S and give you protection till the end of their turn, since it was on their turn, and then you can go that route, and now you'll spit out 3. You'll have 3 bodies, or really, that's when you do the. I mean, you'd be able to blast anyway, but. That's it for the deck list. Let's get into combos. So if your opponent leaves you, I guess Nokia, you'd go to 3. Go up here, use Agumon, get a card from your trash if you want. You need it. But here, now you got the Nokia. And you can play, since you have one of your Digimon, you can play an Agumon or Gabumon from your trash. from your hand. Now you're trash. Play the Gabumon, reveal, get more pieces for yourself. So you could use the new one since you have Nokia. You could end up digivolving for 6. Right, you could go that route. Leave your opponent at 3. Draw. Now, you don't want to use these yet. Now here's where you're going to go into a MetalGarurumon. At this point, don't matter what. So now you could use this other, when digivolving, stun something or remove something from the field. So now here's the thing. So now when you have the second one is when you trigger these, gaining 2, 4 memory. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam. So your turn. Even if it was at 1, now you have the Agumon and you can DNA. But in this case, you're at 0. Now we get to, you could attack since you're at 13. But then if you die, unless you have the miraculous, no way. That's only during battle. So you really wouldn't want to attack unless you know you could get away with it. Now we DNA into Alter S. Go through the whole motion. We're going to swing. These are 5 security, so we're going to trash 1 first, no matter what that was. Unsuspend. And now you have the other check. Now you got 2 checks. There's 3 cards left. Now you get to swing again. Boom, there's that. And now end of attack. Put this in your security. Bring out War Gray. Bring out MetalGarurumon. And now you can do this all over again. Because when you do DNA, you have a new Digimon. Swing, trash 1, unsuspend, attack goes through, and now you can go for game. So that's kind of it, and you could do a lot more with this deck. It's pretty good. I did do these custom sleeves, which honestly I feel like I don't know if I should sell them because I would have to kind of sell them a little pricey to make a profit. If I sell them how normal sleeves would sell, I would end up losing money. So yeah, I don't know. Let me guys know. Let me know if you guys actually like these sleeves. Pretty cool. They are from Dragon Shield. They're very good. They shuffle really fucking good. Look at this. Beautiful. Really good sleeves. Really good sleeves. I feel like if I were to sell them, I would have to sell them like $25, and that's pretty high. But I don't know what you guys think. I'll see you guys on the next video.